Hello, this is Shikama from Blog TV. Your host, Kevin Cardinale. This is a video response to the report about the 10-year-old kid dying in a sandbox from being buried head first, 1 foot deep into sand by his friends. First of all, society relies upon people who have children to raise those children so that they could be functioning members in society. It is the parents' responsibility to raise the children, not teachers, not schools, not ministers, not churches. It's the parents' responsibility. If you refuse to do your responsibility, there's an organization that takes the children away from you. You are supposed to teach your children right from wrong. That is also including how to survive with your life as a human being at the most basic. Elevated from that is teaching them right from wrong, how to determine something that is good versus something that is bad, how to determine something that is righteous versus something that is evil. We need to stop enabling people, meaning we need to stop taking the responsibility away from people and telling them that they are not responsible, and we need to tell them that they are responsible. That's including children, that's including parents, that's including adults in general. On the particular show that they said that they blamed was Naruto. I should have been prepared. I was going to actually show you a clip from Naruto that had that. The particular character that they're talking about and that they specified were sand ninjas. The introduction in the series of the characters who call themselves sand ninjas manipulated sand in a magical way, for those who don't know anything about the cartoon. These ninjas who manipulated sand killed people on the show with sand. They didn't bury them. They didn't open up holes in the ground. They out and out killed them. They formed hardened spikes, crystalline spikes with sand, and shoved the spikes through the people's bodies to kill them. They also crushed people with sand. Every instance of the manipulation of the sand in the series was to kill the other person with the sand. If I were a parent, if I had children, I would not let my children watch Naruto at all. It has violence, it has killing, it has murder, it has blood. The American version of Naruto censors out 50% of the stuff that I just talked about. The American version. The original version has all of that in it. The American version still has the ninjas killing people, killing each other mainly. So for you to even blame the cartoon, that the people were imitating the cartoon, oh, they were definitely imitating the cartoon. But they weren't imitating the cartoon like the cartoon was portraying people. The cartoon is portraying that you go out and kill people, that you kill the ninjas. So, for your friend to propose to kill you is ludicrous. Either that's not your friend, or they're out to get you, or you're just insane to even consider such a thing. Growing up, my mother, who isn't the best mother, sat me down constantly and said, "This is right from wrong. This is how you grow up to be an adult. This is what is expected you to be a man." My grandmother sat me down and said, "This is right from wrong. This is how you interact with people. This is how you interact with your friends." My aunts and uncle sat me down and said, "This is how you interact with your cousins. This is how you live your life." It's apparent that at some point people are not doing that anymore. They are no longer actually sitting their children down and saying, "This is right from wrong. This is how you exist in this world. This is how you act as a human." And people on the news are just enabling these people who are not raising their children. We have shows like Oprah, although I love her to death, enabling people, saying, "Oh yes, it's not your responsibility." Take away all of the topics, take away all of the subjects. She is saying it's not your responsibility that you let your child die, that you didn't teach your child just basic human survival to let your child live. It's not your responsibility that you didn't have enough discernment in life, that you chose a man who beat you constantly. Oh, shocking. It's not your responsibility that you didn't have enough discernment in life, that you went to a boss who molested you constantly, or a minister who molested you, or a doctor that molested you. I don't put myself in any situation where I determine that my life could be in danger, I could be in an uncomfortable situation, that people aren't totally respecting me 100% of the time. If you don't teach your children those principles, those three principles, then what do you expect society to do? Society's not going to do it. The government isn't going to do it. I have absolutely no sympathy for that family. I have absolutely no sympathy for that child. I have no sympathy for the child's friends. Nor do I have sympathy for the parents of the child that buried the child that died. Sounds like murder to me. Is it not? Let's bury you in sand. That sounds like something that the mafia would say, right? Isn't it? Let's bury you in sand. Head first. When I first heard buried in sand, I was like, well, how did they bury him in sand? Because usually if you see somebody on the beach buried in sand, they're laying down on the ground and people cover them up to their neck and they're like talking to them. At no point have I ever seen somebody bury somebody head first in sand, unless they didn't fully intend to destroy them or kill them. And I return back to the cartoon. There is nowhere in the cartoon that they are burying people headfirst into sand. They might crash people down into sand, into the ground, which of course breaks their neck. And that's apparent. It's not hidden. For those who are saying, poor parents, poor child, poor children, and the news for enabling all of this farce, I say you all really need to just really stop and think about it. Parents have a responsibility. Kids have a responsibility. We need to stop enabling these people. We need to stop accepting blame for something that they should be blaming themselves for. Please don't have any more children.